Many killed as bandits attacked 6 communities in Zamfara. The attacks on 6 villages by bandits have left scores of villagers killed in Zamfara state, the government said on Friday. According to Jamilu Magaji, press secretary to Governor Bello Matawale, the attacks were carried out in 2 local government areas, LGA, of the state. Villages where the bandits killed scores of people included damaged Jihia, Shandame, and other parts, whilst the 6th village that came under attack was Kizara, Safe, LGA. Magaji explained that Matawale had to cancel his official engagement in Sokoto State because of the attacks. According to him, the governor immediately returned to Zamfara to sympathize with the attack victims in Maradun and Safe LGAs. Governor Bello Matawale, who was in Sokoto for the 3 official engagements, which include the joint convocation ceremony of Sokoto State University, alongside the Vice President Yemi Osibanjo Grad Mulad Ceremony of Prophets. Who are these people? What? Okay, so all these events kept happening. And so condemning the attack, the governor directed security agencies in the state to evolve more ways as a further push to bring to an end to the activities of bandits. I'm tired. We are not surprised. There needs to be an uprising. And to be honest, as an outsider, you cannot tell if somebody does not see ways or are not aware of how they're being violated. They will never get to that point where they feel the need to emancipate themselves. At the end of the day, this freedom is as much as it's a racial, a communal journey, it is an individual journey, and you have to make that choice every single day of your life to live for you and not under the compromise or under the guise or under the demand of society, yourself, religion, and all that. So to be honest, with all these killings happening, it's not new. We need to be thinking of ways to do this. And to be honest, it's so easy to say, why can't they go and have an uprising? It's easy to say that, but the fact is the mental control. I mean, as a people, we lack a skill for critical thinking. It is so bad. So bad. And the deterioration of our society, especially us being so selfish, I don't know. It's not even that we're selfish, we're also selfish to ourselves. We're selfish to ourselves where we self-sabotage. I mean, this is a deeply ingrained issue. We self-sabotage, and then we have influences in society, and specifically to the north, especially with religion and with certain influences in society that literally say things authoritatively, and the people just follow. They don't think for themselves. So it's like there's just so many factors as to why we are enabling such, because honestly, it is see finish and disrespect. You allow yourself to be seen and underestimated because you take BS. And religion is the perfect tool for suppression and mind control. It really is. Because there is no other reason, there is nothing else that is tying our community down in Nigeria, especially in the north. Not this the south is not as bad in the south. Absolutely not. But in the north, it is worse. It is the people in the south are not even satisfied with what they're living, but with the way they're living. But then if you compare it to the north, those people in the south are living in luxury. It shows how bad and poor and inadequate the living situations in the north are. They've been violated so many times. The future generations are being attacked. It's not even they're going to go and attack men and women. They're attacking the minds of young children, traumatizing them, traumatizing the future leaders of these. You see, it's strategic. These people, the fact is, Nigeria has to separate. For Nigeria to be one, the northern part of the country has to step up big time. And it is not even it's so you can't rush the process of getting to a point of self-realization that I need to fight for my own freedom. You have to get to that point by yourself. You can't force it. And it is so sad. So again, bandits and communities attack Zamfara. The governors are going for meetings and all that. And I'm just like, the Nigerian people should be angry. should feel disrespected. And it's like, for the fact that we've taken disrespect for so long, and these people have the audacity to make events, steal from us, extort. They're basically doing the work of colonizers. But the fact is, because they are own, and we add so much value and sentiment to basically absolve these people from taking accountability, we just let these things happen just because they're the same, or they're a brother, or they're the same color as us, or from the same tribe. So yes, many killed as bandits attack 6 communities in ZAMFARA. Okay. So what? What should happen? The thing is, no, you have to fight for yourself. Nobody will do it for you. There is no international community. Everybody is compromised. Everybody is selfish. For us to move forward as Nigerians, we need to come together. But again, you have to be willing. It's a consensual thing. If a party is not willing, or is not seeing what the other party is talking about, or they haven't gotten to a point of self-realization in understanding ways in which their rights are being violated, because their freedom has been taken away from them, the government is basically continuing the work of the British. They basically they're continuing the work. Because if you go back to history, Nigeria was only made on the condition that the northern people will be the ones with the most power, and through them there will be a medium in which the British will exercise their control through them, basically indirect control through the Fulanis. And of course the Yorubas and the Igbos were so compromised and desperate for independence at that time that I don't even know what happened. We don't even, because it's so weird, like with the way African countries got independence, because at the same time we're just getting independence, but it's like, what are the terms of agreement? Western brain drain, corrupt government, lack of accountability, the deterioration of our society, the loss of a common value system. I mean, come on now. Our value system does not necessarily have to come from our tribes. I mean, it can reflect in it, but our common value system has to be above our tribes and where we come from. We're not taking responsibility for one another, and it's absolutely sad. It is too sad. I don't understand. Somebody says the dog you fed with raw meat and blood has finally turned into a wild animal. You can no longer tame it. The only solution for you is to allow Biafra to go, and we shall send ESN to help you flush out these hoodlums. Yeah, but it's like you want to have a divorce. Both parties have to be willing to get a divorce before it actually happens. Because why? Both parties signed to get married in the first place. And you've got to understand that our battle is not even against Buhari or Osibanjo or all these politicians. It's against their masters, the ones that we cannot see, the people that are in their corners running things. But again, there are only few of them, and we, as the people, we are the majority. We can't allow for this to happen. And we can't trust our governors. Things are so bad. So again, legally, they are in government. We put them there by votes because they claim to run a democracy. So we will just claim that we voted for them. And we have to hold these people accountable and be like, for the remaining time you have in power, these are the things that you must do. Sign petitions. The law is there. We can sign petitions and force them to go into House of Assemblies and talk about these issues and make plans. That's what we can do. We need to hold these people accountable. But everyone is so selfish. Everyone is so, on their own. And in some ways, you can't argue that, there have been influences that have led to that. But again, you being selfish is absolutely a choice. It's absolutely a choice. So yes, I will keep saying it. I think that these things will continue to happen. And if the North do not speak up, as in, I feel like their anger and their protest should be 10 times that of, the NSAS protest. They should be mad. They should be throwing tantrums. They should go crazy. Like, they should not let this slide. Because people are saying it, and people always say things. But again, they said people are having these ideas that if the northern people do not speak up, they will be worse than that of Somalia. Honestly, it's sad. It's sad that this is the reality, but we, as much as we blame the government, we have to take responsibility for the fact that everything is a choice. Religion is a choice. Therefore, no matter what happens, when you make choices like this, you're not under duress. You can't pinpoint proof and blame certain powers for influencing certain things to happen. Why? Because all they can do is influence, and you let yourself to be influenced. We are all influenced in one way or the other. The emancipation of the mind comes first before we start physically trying to deconstruct barriers of oppression. So the North has a lot of work to do. That doesn't mean the South doesn't have a lot of work to do, but in terms of being on the same page as the South, to fulfill one Nigeria, the North need to speak up. And it gets very frustrating because, again, are we obliged to wait for them? If people want to separate, why can't they separate? It's sad. It's absolutely sad, but it is what it is. Put what you think about it in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.